This was no flying saucer.
Okay guys, on this video I'm gonna show you how to easily convert your regular CRT small black and white TV. You can get this in anywhere. Use outlet stores like Goodwill on the appliances and or Salvation Army. You can get them on a garage sale. Most top dollar you can pay for one of these is like $5, $5, and I have got a lot of them this way. Brand new in the box, sometimes have not even been used. Normally they come already with the power source, which is about 12 volts output and like 0.8 milliamps to 1 amp max. I mean, I got two of them that are 1 amp, but normally they don't consume that much as they are here. But when you convert them into this, they're gonna consume even less because we only have one pulsating coil on the electronic. We're going to disconnect the tuning for radio and TV. And basically, if you go to my first CRT video, you'll see all the explanation how it works and all the we could explore with this very useful tool. And not only for permanent magnets, but also for electromagnets, pulsating coils, reversing field polarity, and a lot of stuff that there is actually no tools in the market, no matter how much money you have, that you can purchase one of these. So right now what I'm gonna do is this screen I made it in order to have the 4 quadrants and for my following video where I'm gonna go over the whole volume of the magnetic field. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it off and disconnect it and take it out of the way so we could see how this one will get done easy. Now, in order to minimize video time, I have removed, I'm gonna turn it off and remove the power source from the back. And normally this type of body, which is a most common one, and it comes also in silver, black, and you can see right there are 2 bolts which are about this size. This is it, Phillips. And then below here there are 2 more bolts. But even removing all the bolts, there's still not enough. You need to get a flat screwdriver, and there are some tabs here, right here, that you have to push them down while you're pulling the body away. And you can see how I can lift it here and hold it with the screwdriver while I push this one in also, and I get it up, and that's it. Now I'm gonna like I'm saying, I already have taken apart this TV. I have removed the bolts to minimize video time, and I slide these off. Now when you slide it off, it's gonna be tight, because you're gonna find the speaker wires, and you're gonna find the battery 2 little cables. Cut them off. And if you want to keep using it with batteries, which is a very smart idea, it lasts forever, it's just mark on the board like I did here where the negative and where the positive goes. You can use a little black marker and a red marker just to black the dots, and then resolder it. Fine. One thing important here, watch the grooves. The main board slides on 2 grooves on each side of the body, and you just slide it off. And the on connection here, and watch this thing so you can get it, this little knob, and if you want you can put it back. But I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do first. First, identify for you guys, this is the tuning and radio circuit. The tuning for the TV and the radio circuit with antenna and the whole thing. And we can see right there the variable capacitor right here, which is very hard to find nowadays. Very small size, nice. I use it for other experiments as well. But the point here is, you must disconnect, otherwise you'll be getting noise even on a flat line horizontal. You need to disconnect this plug right here from the main board to the tuning board, and that way there will not be any power getting to it, no other means of connection to the board. It'll be dead. That's all you need to do, disconnect it. Now let's go to the CRT. Let me get the cam better and zoom in. Now here, very careful measures you have to take. This is a Tesla coil. Just like in an automotive ICE engine, it's got the spark plugs, the bobbin or the coil, the spark plug coil, and you will get shock. I mean, it's not much, but it goes all the way here. Now, this is high voltage, low amperage, but very high voltage, and it'll shock you. So try to prevent getting your hands around here, because it might jump to fine ground on you. And that's it. So try not to touch it while it's connected to the power source. Now here on the CRT itself, on the tube, we have 4 cables, 4 wires that go to the deflecting coils. And as you could see in my video in very detail, there are basically 2 sets of coils here. One is the first one you're gonna see right in front of you. It's the ring type wound in 2 split cores, ferrite cores. Now this one, it's the one that you have to disconnect. This one here. Now the one that is called the saddle coil, which is one here and one under, and normally it's a thicker size wire than the one on the ring. But sometimes it's easy to find. Right here, I know it's this cable right here, this blue right here. That's the only thing I need to cut or disconnect, on solder, whatever. If you unsolder it, make sure you cut it or put tape on it so it doesn't go into the circuit and make any contacts. So that's all we need to do. I'm just gonna cut it, and I'm gonna cut it right on the insulation side, and that's it. Now we are ready to put it back, and we have another thing is be careful with this, basically these two at the end. They are very, very extremely fragile potentiometers, and they regulate the brightness and the contrast, and you do need them in order to get a nice adjustment after you have the tool all put together. Now this is where the cathode tubing goes with the incandescent filament, and this normally gets a little bit hot. Now after you have cut the thing and you need to move it, you can always unscrew this adjusting clamp right here. You can just loosen it a little bit so you can find a way to adjust this, move it around the tube carefully, and adjust your horizontal line to be perfectly even. After you've done that, you are all set, and I'm gonna slide it back into the groove on one side and watch them on the other side as well. Just slide it in, and it's easy because you'll see that the contacts are part of the board and they will show up front here, perfectly aligned. As you can see, if I move them back, they go back. So then just keeping it like this, just slide it back in, and if you want to get this for ornaments, just put it back. You can always do so and put it back. Gotta slide it back out and put it on and slide it in. Now these little grooves have to go in there again, and make sure you don't have any cables. If you do, then you have to push them in. And close it. And it's all done. Now I'm just gonna put the power on, and I'm gonna turn it on, and we're gonna have the horizontal beam. Now, like I said before doing this, of course you're gonna have to go back out, come back out, and just twist this a little bit. Twist this, let me get the cam up. Twist this right here, this whole assembly, and I have the screw, the clamp screw loose already, so you can modify this and put it right where it goes. And you just go back again, make sure you are on the grooves, and normally this part right here is the one that you have to make sure, because that's where the tabs where the bolts mount to. And these are the short bolts, remember that. They go right here. Just gonna put one of them right there, and that's it. We got our nice screen. Then you can cut a piece of fine plexiglass where you're gonna put all your quadrants and your numbers. I use 10 millimeter separations, and just did 5 up, 5 down. This will be your negative side right here below the 0 line. This is our 0 line right here, and any deflection you're gonna be able to read it clear. Okay guys, thank you very much, and I wish you luck. Be careful. It's a very nice looking unit, and in my following video I'm gonna be using 4 of them so we can have a very good three-dimensional view of the whole field by the scan line of the CRT electron beam. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Goodbye. Okay, a couple of things that I forgot on the main video. I believe it's necessary if you're gonna be using it for long time operation hours. First thing that you need to do is regulate the brightness to a lower setup. Why? Because you'll be, and the brightness control is right here, and you can turn it counterclockwise, and you will see how the regulation. Let me put it on the camera while I turn it. You can turn it with your fingers. You see how it comes. It dims out. It's good to have it on a dim mode, unless you're making a video to show somebody, then you want it outlined. But for normal use, I recommend low. Why? Because you are going to be burning the screen, the fluorescent screen material, with the electron beam constant bombarding the screen with the rastering, sweeping back and forth. So you turn it off, and at the end of the day, you're gonna have a very highlighted line here, which is not bad. And in the future, if you keep using it at very high intensity, it'll become an orange line here. Some people might like it, I don't know. The second thing, however, when you put a magnet or a magnetic field on it, the deflections signal are going to be on bright, because they're not going to be constant. Anyways, I recommend a lower setting on the brightness. The second thing I want to, if you can do it, it's very simple, and it's getting one of these fans. They don't use nothing but milliamps, 12 volts, make sure. And then you just install it right here. You gotta make a hole here on the body, and that way you are cooling off the incandescent bulb and basically all the FETs that need heat sink, so your unit will be working beautiful. The second thing that I always recommend, in order when you're handling, not to get your fingers, is to put a grill that comes always with it. You can buy it separate, like this type. I always put it on my equipment just to prevent any accidents. Just put it right there, and you got a nice cooling unit. Now you get this into ground, the black one, and the red one you can even take it off from the switch. That way, when you turn on the TV, the scope, the set, it'll turn on the fan. Or you can just connect it directly to the power source terminals. But then again, if you're using batteries, it'll be running all the time. They always check for the positive on the front switch that turns it on, and just get the positive from there. That's all, guys. Thanks again for watching.